first thing in the morning for an hour, just play these songs from beginning to end and just listen to the lyrics, listen to the words, listen to the beat, like let it lift your spirit. I thought it would be good to do something fun in order to bring more awareness to why it's important to check in with yourself. So I've been hearing a lot about people, I even got recommended several times to literally stand in front of a mirror and read off several affirmations, like statements basically, that affirm or have you state out loud that you are a good person and that good things are going to happen to you and that you can take on any challenge that may come your way. And if you're anything like me, I find that very weird. But for me, I needed something different to help me register the same and process the same kind of mindset. And what I do know is that I love listening to music first thing in the morning when I wake up. So what I did do instead is I created a affirmation playlist and I made it public so that you should be able to access it on YouTube Music. So I'll leave the link directly to the playlist in the description box below. But I am going to play some of the songs that I feel are my top 5 from the playlist that goes on for at least an hour or so. And I'll pick the top 5 songs from the list that for me definitely kept me always motivated to do whatever it is that I feel in a funk about. So let's go into my very first song. And I feel like even if you're not a Christian, that this is a beautifully written song to listen to first thing in the morning and literally sing out loud, right? And it's by Tasha Cobbs Leonard, because she uses her full last name now, and it's called Royalty. And I was listening to this song, literally would just put it on repeat as I was taking a shower during one of the worst periods of this year, and when I needed just a very, very clear reminder that I am bigger than my problems. I come from a power source, which I believe is God, that is going to help me get through whatever difficulty it is right now, just as he's done before. Now, if you're a little bit ratchet and righteous like I am, then you also would want to listen to this song. And this is probably a song for those who maybe the royalty gospel wave is not good for them, but it still reminds them that they do have royal blood running through their DNA, and that's Kendrick Lamar's DNA. Literally every time I remember the moment that song came out and how the students that I was working with, because I was working in education, had it as their theme song for their graduation, and it meant so much to them in that moment. I don't want to be mistaken, but I'm more than likely, unfortunately, it was probably a major trial for some black person who was murdered at the hands of either police or as a result of racial discrimination. And so when that song came out and I saw all these black and brown girls, black and brown boys blasting it as they were getting ready to graduate from high school and moving on to college, being the first in their families to do it, and just thinking about the legacy of people and all that they've gone through before them to get them to this point. Every time I listen to that song, I can't help but feel empowered. Going with the same theme, I mean, Keys to the Kingdom by Tiwa Savage from the Lion King soundtrack, or what was it, Black is King soundtrack. When I first heard that song again, when I was watching the film on Disney Plus, again, immediately just filled with pride, because first of all, it was filmed in Nigeria, which is my home country, and then just seeing all the images of Nigerians being their best selves the way that we only know how to, right? And then also listening to the lyrics and hearing it affirm and say, remember, you already have the keys to what you want to accomplish and what you want to do at your disposal. You just need to tap into it. You just need to grab it. Say no more. No mas. Going back to my ratchet folks to make sure that we don't leave you out. Everybody Bad, Everybody Mad, sorry, by OT Genesis. Just it's a fun song to just like remind yourself, like, not everybody who's gonna be around you is gonna be rooting for you, and that's okay, because even if they're mad, you're still making paper. You're still the same person that you knew from when you were younger to now. Like, you haven't changed. What has happened is that you have a little bit more bread, a little bit more cash in your pocket. Just continue to be you, be your authentic self, and that's all that matters. And lastly, for just the top 5, I mean, there are so many more songs. I think there are about 17 songs on my playlist. So please, again, go to the link in the description box and you can click on it and watch the whole thing or listen to the whole thing. But number 5, if I had to choose just the top 5, would be If I Ruled the World by Nas. And the reason why that might not seem like an affirmation song right off the bat, but for me it is, because when I listen to the lyrics again, and this was very, very obvious to me even when I was, let's see, I was like 10 or something like that when this song came out. And even then, listening to the lyrics, it made me remember that when I wake up every morning, my purpose is to make the world a better place for the people who I care about, right? So throughout the song, Nas talks about if he was in charge of everything that goes on in the world, what he would do to make things right, how he would especially make things right for people of color, people in his neighborhood, in his family. And that's the reason, literally the reason why I wake up every morning. I mean, there's a lot of different theories about what helps you to get out of a funk, but I think for me, particularly reminding myself that there's something bigger that I'm working for. It's not just me alone that I'm, pursuing all of these things and these goals for. That really gets me out of that negative headspace, and because I'm thinking more about others than myself. So that would be number 5 on my top affirmation playlist songs. And that was it. So I would really love to know what songs, if you had to choose songs to put on your own affirmation playlist, what would they be? Because I do need to boost up the playlist. Right now it's an hour long, but hey, sometimes during the day we need an extra pick-me-up and we don't want to hear the same exact songs. So if you have any other suggestions of other songs that when you listen to it just puts you in the right state of mind and you think it can help others, please leave it in the comments below and I'll add it to the playlist, which again is public, so anybody can go there and listen to it on YouTube Music. But yeah, I hope that this gets you in the right state of mind anytime during the year, 365 days, that you are feeling low and need a quick pick-me-up, and you want to do it in a way that's authentic to you, that feels natural to you, like me dancing in the morning in the shower, singing out loud like no one is listening. Until then, stay positive,